Hey guys, I'm I'm recording this one at night because I forgot to do it this morning. Yeah, procrastination. You put distractions in my head. Okay, did anybody else see that video? Like, am I the only one who remembers that video? The procrastination song. I loved that thing. It never got that popular, and I don't understand why. Anyway, that's neither here nor there nor anywhere. Let's just get to a couple of questions. It's almost 1, so it's, technically it's today that I'm recording this right now. I'll just, jump straight into it so I can get some sleep and then actually be able to edit this. First, a question from last week. I mentioned liking soul food, and so the question was, "Oh, yay! Can you show us some soul food recipes?" Eventually, at some point, yes. Like, I don't have a plan, really. I don't have a schedule for when or what I'm going to be making. I have a backlog of recipe footage that I've been using, but then I've also been making more recipes as the time has gone on. So, this week's episode will be from 3 months ago, but the next week's episode will be from 3 days ago. So, I jump around all the time, which, explains my incredible shape-shifting hair. And the thing is, I'm good at eating it. I haven't really tried my hand at making it that much, but then again, that probably makes it perfect for this channel, because the more I screw up, the better the video is. So, yeah, at some point, yes, I will be trying my hand at soul food. So that's on the way eventually. Then a question from Monday. How do I recommend storing the tomato paste? It keeps really well. Once it's been boiled down like that, a lot of, you've killed off any bacteria that were in it, and once you seal it, not much can get in. And when it's that dense, any, bad stuff has a hard time getting, real purchase on it. But other than that, it keeps really well in the fridge, and it'll keep well in the freezer. And if you're wanting to, keep it for a long time and just use, it in small doses, I would say something like an ice cube tray or a couple of ice cube trays would be a good idea. So you can just break off chunks of it and drop it in your soup or your sauce or your whatever you're making. Or if you don't happen to have an ice cube tray, you can just put it in a big Ziploc bag and try to make as thin a layer as possible so it'll be easy to break off. I've gotten a couple of dietary questions, like how to make recipes lower fat, or how to make them safe for someone who's diabetic or pre-diabetic. A lot of things you can easily make them, low fat or no fat. For cakes, you can replace the oil with applesauce. Don't ask me why that works, but it does, apparently. And for other things, that applesauce might mess up the end product consistency a little too much. Like for cookies, applesauce won't work so well. Or for biscuits, or for muffins, I'm not sure. The muffins can go either way. You can try it out. But flax is apparently a really good alternative. You can use flax meal, and it's kind of expensive. It's definitely more expensive than something like cornmeal or flour, but it'll get your job done. And the thing to keep in mind with flax meal is that you need to use 3 times as much of it to get the same results you would by using vegetable oil or olive oil or something like that. And also, it will make it a little bit drier since you're adding that extra powder in addition to the oil that's in the seeds. So that will make it brown faster, so you need to reduce the cooking time. But if you don't want to go through all that, you can look for some flaxseed oil, which again will be even more expensive. But if you really want to simplify, and if you happen to have the funding to swing that, then yeah, flax is apparently like the most heart healthy option available if that's what you need. And as far as pre-diabetic goes, yeah, I had a conversation about that actually, and it varies in difficulty depending on, again, what stage of diabetes you have. Like for something like the cocoa mango chicken, if you are full-on diabetic, you can take out the honey. But for someone who's pre-diabetic, insulin resistant, I think is the other term, apparently honey behaves just enough differently in your system from straight sugar that you can actually have some of it. So that's something you can keep in mind. And in general, whenever you are trying to make something safer for someone with insulin issues, more complex carbohydrates are a good way to go. So brown rice instead of white rice, more vegetables, quinoa. I don't work with quinoa, and I hate how it's pronounced. It looks like it should be quinoa, because that's because I speak Spanish, not French. But it just sounds so pretentious to me. I just don't But no, that's just my little hang-up, so don't worry about that. My rambling gets even worse late at night. I've already gone on for 13 minutes, so I'll cut this short. I'm going to be cutting this down to I don't know how long. This is about the same length of time I went on in the very first secret menu when I was, in somebody else's kitchen on vacation. In that one, I just went on a rant about things like, I don't know, like professional chefs and like childhood goals. So if you want to see that at some point, maybe I'll release a secret menu, something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a plan. But anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for putting up with the lame, low-quality stuff like this. And I will see you guys on Friday.